All right, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. So I want to show you guys how the New York Predator Department, their officers, and how they use the mental health, what do you call it, department, right, of the city to engage in, again, psychological operations, all right? Then I'm going to show you also how they hack into my phone and changing a couple stuff. Here they're using the sirens in the background. Anyhow, so again, as I'm walking, I just got off the bus. I'm walking with my daughter to take her to jiu-jitsu. Okay, as we get off the bus and we turn the corner, there is a. All right, so we just got off the bus, and guess who come around the corner? As I walk around the corner. So this vehicle. See if I can zoom in. Okay, see it says here, Office of Mental Health, right? So, as soon as we turn the corner, synchronization, in synchronize with the bus. I get off the bus with my daughter, turn the corner to walk to her jiu-jitsu class. They come around the corner, pulls over across the street. Okay, I want you to watch. White woman. And then right there. So as they pull up and they stop over there and she sees me, she turns and she turns this way. Okay. Now let me see if I can show you guys exactly to the point. Driving off now. Okay, let's go back a little bit. All right, so we just got off the bus, and guess who come around the corner? As I walk around the corner. Now you see where she turns? Guess who come around the corner? Look right there. So she turns. As I walk around the corner. Look. All right. And then the chick on the sideline is driving off now. Then he pulls off and drives off, right? So they have this thing staged where they have. Let me see if I can get the license plate number of the. Look. And then the chick on the sideline is driving off now. So they have this thing, and across the street. So and then the chick on the sideline is driving off now. Come on. All right, probably gotta do it in slow-mo. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Oh, see, they are there like very, very low, very low sound that you guys can't hear. Okay. All right, so let's see if I can zoom in here. See if I can get the license plate number. There it is. What is it? See if I can zoom in even more. 139 or 134, something like that. 13913, something like that. And again, that was with the safety thing. You know, this is what they do. They engage in psychological operations. Manipulation, covert psychological warfare, covert manipulation, and then try to label you as crazy, mental ill, stuff like that, based off what they're doing within the society, right? On top of that, hiding the fact that they have been engaging in illegal microchipping, right? These are religious fanatics, okay, within the U.S. government, within the police organizations, predator police organizations, okay? All right. So they have this thing staged where they have this white woman across the street. He comes and pulls his vehicle right there. She turns around, and you know, this is what they do. All right, this is what they do. Now look, I'm gonna speed this up, all right? Cause, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell you, the shit that they do, all stage. Right, planned events, and that's what I talk about. You know, when I didn't know I was being targeted, I was targeted because strange shit used to happen. I used to be like, "Why this shit? What?" You know, like it just didn't make any sense to me. Now it does. Right now it does, because now they now I realize that this is what the state does within the black community. Right, engaging in covert warfare. then he stops behind this ambulance. Okay.
Those racist pricks on the New York Police Department. Oh, don't drive off now because I'm coming closer. Look. So he pulls up behind the ambulance that's parking. As I get closer, he drives off. Right? Look. Look at that shit, yo. All right. So again, it shows you these people have infiltrated all forms of the U.S. government, every government agencies, businesses, communities, to engage in such thing. And it's religious fanatics. These are the religious talk about the silent takeover of America. These white supremacists, religious fanatics, and getting the black Negropeans with the white supremacist mindset, who believe in their white supremacist religion, all right, to engage in such behavior. So yeah, like I said, I always knew it.
Look at, and then they send the dike.
Supremacist religion, all right, to engage in such behavior. So yeah, like
so again, let's talk about how they run psychological operations on black men and black women to manipulate them into running also what I called the trauma-based mind control program within the society, particularly within the black community, manipulating us with weapons that is based off of the radio wave or microwave frequency to transmit thoughts and to condition us as we're sleeping in our minds, right? So anyway, I took my daughter to...
I always knew it.
To jiu-jitsu. Of course they had their purpose and they targeted me. We after jiu-jitsu was over, we walked down to the bus and there was a white woman there. And of course I already know what they were planning, because again, like I said, I have been studying what it is that they're doing for the past decade and a half. Right? I say going on 2 decades now. And of course, what they do again is through psychological manipulation to affect your emotions, to make you angry, stuff like that, right? And so anyhow, so you got, usually when I'm at the bus, I let the Negropean females go, and the Hispanic females and the Caucasian females go, ahead of me. So they staged it because there was a whole bunch of people at the bus stop, right? But this white Caucasian woman waits till she was actually in the front. Right? And so she waits till everybody gets on the bus, right? So it's her and it's me. And now they want to see if I'm angry, if I'm going to step in the bus before her. You know what I'm saying? But I let her go. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I already know what it is that they're doing. And even if, let's say, if I went first, it's no big deal. If they manipulate my emotions to that point where, that's their doing. That's not my doing. That's their doing, okay? But I want you to understand how they try to get away with this stuff. Because it's being done in the psychological realm, the use of technology. Also, let's talk about how they hack into my phone. Now, let me show you guys what it is that they do while I was in jiu-jitsu. Let me pause this. Okay. Okay, so while I was in jiu-jitsu, I'm on Facebook, and I'm going to make a comment, and I'm typing, I'm like, wait a minute, why is, I'm like, what's going on here? So I look at the keyboard, right? And again, this is something that they do, and the reason why they do the keyboard, because when I'm on my computer, my desktop, both my computers, one here by Pam and the other one at my house, my keyboard is an RGB keyboard, so I usually have the rainbow color, what have you. And every time I turn on my computer and the keyboard lights up, they will use the call horn or the sirens. It depends, right, on how they're targeting me. So again, the RGB rainbow color, the LGBTQ, just like when my daughter get in the elevator, one of Pam's neighbor with LGBTQ come in the elevator and shaking her keys, him or her, whatever the hell they call themselves, right? So anyhow, this is what they do, right? So they'll do this hacking using, again, the Pegasus spyware software that they have installed on my phone, to manipulate my phone. I'm going to show you other examples of what it is that they do. I've just been observing. Like I said, I always, whenever they do something new, I wait, I observe, I study what it is that they're doing, and then I'll do a video on it. So this is that time, right? So anyway, so they changed up the keyboard, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So usually I'm usually can have, like you have on, if I hold the shift button, right, it usually give me the option for the other keyboards I can choose, right? But they turn that off, what have you. But anyway, so I'm saying to myself, well, where's my keyboard looking like that? Okay, so I had to go into the settings, and I had to type in keyboard, what have you, to get to that menu, because I can't remember exactly how to get into it, right? So after I did that, I was able to change the keyboard back to the what is it called, query keyboard, what have you. So now the keyboard is where I usually have it at, right? The type of keyboard I usually have it at. And I was in a discussion with another TI, and like I said, it's probably appropriate that I said, let's talk about they might try to make you paranoid, because she was saying that they were using silent sound to send her subliminal message, or V2K to send her subliminal message, right? So anyway, let's go on to, again, during the week I took my kids to the pool. Okay, so I took my kids to the pool. On our way back, I noticed that my phone was that they hacked into my phone, and they switched it to the dark theme, right? I usually have it on the light theme. They switched it to the dark theme. So anyway, I had to figure out how to change that back, and then finally I was able to change it back. So what they're doing now is directly accessing my phone more so than ever, changing settings within my phone, which you have to go deep into the menu, and they know that I don't usually go into my phone like that, because I'm not the type to like try to find out every feature and use every feature. I don't do that. So they know exactly what they're doing, is to try to make it harder for me to go in and change it back, right? But this is what they do. Okay, all right, so this is when I took my kids to the pool. We had to wait on the 103, the bus, and I talked about this in one of my videos, where the bus said that it was delayed, but it wasn't really delayed. What they did was they changed the route of the bus, right? They detoured the bus, because when I went to check the time the bus was coming, it said the bus would be here. It said now. Actually, let me see if I can find that. Okay, well, I guess they got rid of that photo. Because I did a screenshot. They got rid of the screenshot. So I took the screenshot because it said the bus was coming now. But I didn't see the bus. I said, okay, let me take a screenshot just to document, right? So again, of course, this is what they do. I'm showing you guys how they hack into my phone and delete stuff and shit like that, right? Anyhow, as I said, delete stuff. You're near a predator the predator department using their sirens. Whoop. Anyhow, so we end up missing the bus that we were waiting on, and then we had to wait for the other bus. This was when there's a video where you see the woman in the wheelchair, and I talk about the wheelchair theme that did us do that sort of thing. So they deliberately doing this, and why are they doing this? Because again, is to take away my disability, right? The fact that they damaged my spine, the fact that they caused me neurological damage, using silent sound spectrum, which is a weaponized radio wave, microwave frequency weapon that can manipulate the human mind, right? Either by hijacking a person's consciousness and also embedding subliminal suggestions within them while they're conscious, as well as programming them when they're asleep, right? So for example, in jiu-jitsu, my mother called me, right? But of course I couldn't answer because it was crowded. So after class was over, I called her back, but my sister answered the phone. So I said, mommy called me. What is it? Did she want anything? And my mother was like, oh, I didn't call you for anything. So she just called me, right? So again, but this is what they do. When people are unaware of certain things, particularly with older women, my mother is 94 years old. So it's easy for them to manipulate her mind. And plus she's very religious, so she doesn't, she don't think about these things, right? Okay, so yeah. So anyway, let me give you another example. All right. So then lately, what they've been doing is preventing my videos from uploading. It would take hours to upload a video that's like 5 minutes long, or even less than that, even 10 minutes long, right? Like I said this morning when I got here, I uploaded all my videos. They uploaded it within less than, because I did one after the other, in less than a few minutes. All the videos uploaded. Yesterday, the videos took hours to upload, and again, I have to re-upload another video if I remember when I don't know if I'm gonna go home tonight or not, but we'll see, because it's my daughter's birthday tomorrow. So anyhow, so this is what they've been doing, right? Because they're delaying the video upload, and so they can create a narrative, right? Or they can let time pass to where probably like most people are asleep because it's nighttime, right? So usually when I get home around, for this past week, I got home like around, let's say 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock the latest, okay? Except for that one day, which was last week, Friday, that it took, that it literally took me, I left here around a little after 9. It took me literally 2 hours. I didn't get home until 11:30 something, right? That's how long it took me because they were delaying the buses, right? And so anyhow, so this is what they've been doing, and they continue to do this, right? And then on top of that, before I forget, while I was going on our way to jiu-jitsu, they had a light-skinned Keisha with her daughter, looking at my daughter, and then you had people like, putting their hands over their mouth in terms of, because they knew exactly what they were going to do with the so-called Office of Mental Health, what have you, that I just showed you guys in this video, right? In terms of trying to silence me. Hold on a second. In terms of trying to silence me, to not speak and to not record what it is that they're doing. So these sort of like staring at my daughter, these kind of staring as a form of coercive threats in order to silence me, which I said it's not going to happen. I'm going to keep exposing it because that is my purpose, and my purpose is greater than theirs. All right? Anyhow, talk to you guys in the next video.